Welcome back, and we're doing the last part of chapter 3 now, starting on page 171. The first thing we want to do, we're going to make a column chart. So like what we did before, and the big one, not the spark lines, but a for real column chart. We're going to select A3 to G3. So A3 to G3 all the way across, and that's going to be our titles. And then we're going to hold the control key down and select A9 to G13. So control keys down and then left mouse button to select A9 through G13. So remember, you never chart the totals and the data. It's either the data or the total. So here we have our data, titles here and titles here. Excellent. Now we're going to go to Insert, Recommended Charts, and the first chart should be a clustered column chart. Now, if something went haywire with your stuff, because sometimes that happens, if you go to All Charts, you can also choose it from there, alright? But technically, you should be able to have the clustered column chart right there. So we'll click on that, and then choose OK. Now we have a clustered column chart here, and we want to send it to a page all by itself. So choose Move Chart, and we're going to put it in a sheet all by itself. So select New Sheet, and we're going to name that sheet Clustered Column Chart, and then say OK. Alright, so you should have your formatting like this, and your labeling, and your legend. And here's your chart title here with nothing in it for now. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is we're going to click on the chart title one time. You do not have to double click, just click one time and start typing, and it'll show up in your formula bar up here. So with the chart title selected, we're going to type 6-month projected expenses, and then hit enter. And notice that when it didn't show up until I actually hit enter, so just trust that it's going to work. It is fine. So then we want to add the underline and underline to that. So we'll go home, and you can choose underline, or I believe you can also go to format, and I don't want to get to lion, but home works. Go home and you can underline it. Alright, now you want to deselect, so just click out somewhere, and then we want to add data labels. So to add your data labels, when you click on the chart one time, you notice you get these three buttons right here. So the first one is the Chart Elements button. So click on that, and whatever you click is what shows up here. So you notice as we slide over, you can see the different things. Cool. And you can see all the different stuff you can do. Alright, so the first thing we want to select is the data labels. So click on Data Labels. And with that selected, now slide over to the arrow, click on that arrow, and choose Outside End. And there is your data labels. And absolutely fun, when you click out, then that chart, that selection stuff goes away. So now we're going to click on the filters. So click on here one time. Go to your filters, chart filters, and then you get to choose to show or not to show several different things. So in here we're going to choose, in the series section, we're going to get rid of bonus and commission check. So get rid of bonus and commission. Alright, and so those things disappear now, and we're going to hit apply, and voila. You notice down here that bonus and commission are missing. Okay, so click somewhere outside of the chart. And then we want to go back to the chart elements. So click in your chart. Click on the plus sign for chart elements. And then we want to display chart elements, point to the axis titles, and display the axis titles fly out menu. So click on axis titles, click on the arrow, and notice you have primary and primary vertical selected there. And then we want to make sure that only the primary vertical is selected. So for me, I'm going to have to take out the primary horizontal. All I want is the primary vertical axis showing. Now I'll click out here and come click on my axis title, my vertical axis title, and all I have to do is type a $sign. Notice my $sign is up here. I want to hit the green check mark. Now my $sign is there. But it is turned an awfully strange way, so we're going to fix that. So right click on that, go down to Format Axis Title, and now you have this menu over here with several different options. So fill in line, nifty cool effects, and what we're looking for right now is the alignment. In this, we are going to choose the rotate. So go to text direction, click on the down arrow, and choose rotate. Let's see. We're going to choose horizontal. So now our $sign is going up and down, and it looks normal like that. And then we are going to close that. So click on the X, and that closes all of that, and we're back to our beautiful chart. Now we're going to change our chart style. So to change our chart style, we'll click on Design, click on the down arrow for Chart Styles, and we're going to choose Style 5. So generally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but check. And yes, that is Style 5, and click one time. And then we're going to right click any value on the vertical axis, right click, and this is the vertical axis. Right click any value on the vertical axis, and then we're going to choose Format Axis, and I'm on page 178 now. And in the axis options that are over here, we're going to slide all the way down to number. Click on the number, and you can take your vertical scroll bar and scroll down so you can see the whole thing, and change the decimal number to 0. Alright, and then we're going to close our axis pane. Alright, so now you should be like this, no decimal places and no $signs, because you've got that right here in your title. Now we want to change our chart elements button. So we're going to click on our chart elements. You're going to love this. And then we're going to click on our data label checkbox, and we're going to remove that. And then we're going to remove the options from the screen. So click out, and then click on the chart filters. So click back on here and go to chart filters. And in the series, we're going to add bonus and commission back in. So bonus and commission are back in, and hit apply. So now they are back. Okay? Excellent. Next, we're going to organize our workbook. So let's hit save since we've done a lot of stuff. Now if you notice on page 179, it wants us to change the color of the clustered column sheet tab. So we will right click that. We did this before, you should know how. And then change it to dark green accent 3. So once again, if you did not have the theme that we needed, then just choose whatever as close as you can. Then we want to double click the sheet tab on sheet 1. So come over to sheet 1 and double click, and we're going to name that 6-month space financial projection. And hit enter. Alright, and we're going to change that sheet tab color to dark purple. Oh, I love purple. So tab color, and we're going to change it to dark purple, and that's plain purple. Accent 2, column 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, that looks like pink to me, but okay. Dark purple, accent 2 for that tab. Pretty. Then we're going to change the order. We're going to swap the two. And we're going to put 6-month financial projection first. So you're going to click on it with your left mouse button and see how you got that arrow, and you can see the sheet of paper. So I'm dragging that, and notice when that arrow right here, black arrow, ends up in front of cluster column chart, then we're done with that. And they're swapped now. Let's go ahead and hit save real fast. Okay, so next, if you remember, Control Home takes you all the way back to A1. Nothing is selected anymore. And we want to spell check. You always want to spell check. So go to Review. And then you want to hit spell check. So go to Spelling. And let's see, revenue. I hope I'm not the only one that misspelled something. I'm going to hit change all in case I did that more than once, and then everything is fine. Spell check is always good. And let's check clustered column chart spelling also, just in case. Yay, I'm good to go. Alright, after that we're going to preview and print. Now, you are not going to print this. You will upload the chart as it's supposed to be. But I want to make sure that you know how to print, because in real life you will probably have to print. So now it says if both sheets are not selected, to go ahead and hold the control down and select them both. So I'm going to click on this. Now notice when both of them are selected, this stuff here grays out. Okay, so you can't actually do editing. So if your stuff looks like this, instead of freaking out, go ahead and hit escape or click out so that this stuff is gone. Okay, now let's see, we want to then go to the print tab. So go to File, Print, and notice that it is in portrait, and we want to change it to landscape. So we click on landscape. Yay. And then we're going to choose no scaling, and we're going to change it to fit to one page so that you don't just have pieces all over the place. Okay? Then it says make sure your printer's listed, and here's your printers, and we're not actually printing, but in real life, there you go. Now you know where the printers are, and we are not going to print. So let's go back to here. It should keep our settings. Go ahead and hit save. Now, you want to go back to your clustered column chart, and let's go back to our 6-month final projection. Notice that by clicking on one and then the other, now we have access to all of our buttons. Okay? Make sure that you're in A1. Remember, Control Home is the fastest way to get to A1. And then in the View tab, we are going to change the view to 75%. So click on View, and then where it says 100% right now, you can click on that. Nope. Obviously I never do it like this. How about Zoom? And then click on 75% and say OK. I'm going to tell you, for me, I generally do that right here. You can also click on this number here, and you get the same box, just so you know. Alright, and then we are going to zoom out until we're at 70%. So come down here, and we will zoom out until we're at 70%. Okay? After that, we will tap the 100% button. So we'll go back to the View tab, click on 100%. So much fun playing with the views. Now we're going to split it into our worksheet into panes. I'm not into the whole pane thing, but we're going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and hit save really fast, but so that you know. Click in cell E8. So A, B, C, D, E8. Alright. And then we're going to click on the split button to divide the window into 4 panes. So go to View and then Split. And I did tell you I don't like doing this. I don't ever do this. Oh, here we go. View and Split. It does have some good stuff, and actually used to you could grab it from the right side and just drag it over, but obviously not now. But once you've set it, you can. Now, the benefit of a split screen is that now you can scroll like this, okay? And you can also scroll up and down like that, okay? That's the benefit. I really don't like it. It's kind of annoying to me, but if you like it, that's awesome. Go for it. So then on page 185, we get to remove our panes. So click on our split and get rid of that. Okay. Now, something I do use a lot is the freeze panes. For freeze, wherever your cursor is, it will freeze in front of. So like over here, if we're in B4, it'll freeze everything in column A and everything above row 4. So all of this. The advantage is that if you have a huge spreadsheet, you can slide down as long as you want and you still keep all of your titles. So to do that, you want to click on your View tab and then click on Freeze Panes and click on Freeze Panes. There you go. Now let me show you what's so cool. You can scroll down and you still have your titles. You can also scroll to your right and you still have those titles. So just picture if you had a gigantic spreadsheet, how beneficial that would be for you. Alrighty then. So you can then unfreeze everything. All you have to do is go back to Freeze Panes and click on Unfreeze. Make sure you save. And the last thing we're going to do is the goal seek, which is something really cool that businesses would use for Excel. So if we wanted to say, let's say we wanted a specific number for our operating income total, and you're going to ask the computer, okay, what do I have to do to make that happen? So that's the whole purpose of a goal seek. So what we want to do then is go to Data, click on What If Analysis, and choose Goal Seek. Now our set cell, which is the cell that we want to meet a specific value, is going to be H16. Alright. The value that we want it to become is 100,000. So 1 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. Now we get to tell the computer what thing are we willing to change, either make it go up or go down, but the computer tells by how much it will take. So with this, we are going to choose B23. So our kiosk rental is what we're willing to change, the percentages allowed for our kiosk rentals. So then we hit OK. So notice now that our H16 is at $100,000. And our kiosk rental went from 5% to 8.81%. So that's what it would take for our operating income, our total operating income, to become $100,000 if we were changing our kiosk rentals. Okay? So now we're going to hit cancel. And it goes back to the original. Then we're done. Okay, so let's save that. I hope you have fun with your assignments and good luck with your exam.